Oh boy. Hello, everybody. I am so glad to be back. I took a little time off, but I'm back. And before I get started, if you would like and subscribe and hit the button so that when I do upload a video, you will be notified that I am uploading a video. There's been a lot of things going on since the last time that I came on, and I promised you that I was going to come with a story about hoarding, and I want my viewers to know that I want to bring like information, and I want to like give you things to you guys to watch out for, or young people or people that's starting relationships or just anybody. It can go in any age group. It's a building awareness. Yes, building awareness in living out personal these things that I've done in my personal life, so that I could give you a real story, not just maybe a story that I studied on and got a degree in school. No, no, no. It's not like this. I can tell you things in my topics 9 times out of 10. If you've been following me, you know it wind up like that. It's something about me that I could tell my story. And that was the reason why I got my channel, only to tell my stories. Okay, well, I hope everybody has been keeping safe and following all the rules of your state and country to keep safe. And I hope everybody well. We have lost some people since the last time I've been on video. And my heart go out to the families that have lost loved ones during this pandemic. And another thing, I probably have not mentioned that I was going to mention. I said I was going to do one topic on people losing jobs and the finances in this pandemic. It's harder than you could ever, than it's being shown on even social media. Everybody's taking a hit in this. Okay, you guys, this is what I want to give you today. Fighting for space. That's the name of this video. Fighting for space. All right. You want to know what I mean by fighting for space? Well, here it is. It's hoarding. If you are planning to marry somebody and you have been dating this person maybe for a year, but you have your own home and they have their home, so you're not really paying attention. All you know is the person is a good person. They're clean, respectful, and they don't have addictions and stuff like that, or kind of like a well-rounded person that you say, well, this is a good thing here. Let me tell you about an illness that don't too many people talk about, and it's called hoarding. Don't take that lightly, please, honey. Living with a hoarder, what word you want to use when somebody is like not lightly, not a light one, but a full blown, hoarder. I'm not too good at words. Never, never really was. But when this person is really sick, but you don't know it because you never seen nothing like it, and it never really dawned on you that that's an illness. Matter of fact, you begin to think maybe that's a good thing because this person, have everything that you might need or everything that you might want or something like that. So it doesn't dawn on you that there's a problem, especially if the person have maybe a lot of land, say, and a lot of places like storage places. So you don't see it. All right. Just suppose you marry that person after dating for a year or so. He asks you to marry him, and you don't think twice about it. And you first thing you're going to move in, want somebody going to move in with somebody or sell a house. But anyway, just say you left your house because you had a daughter and a granddaughter or whatever, and so you just gave them your place and you moved in because he was settled, no big deal. And you didn't have to switch furniture or nothing because he had all that. So you figure, you the woman of the house and everything's going good. So you don't see a problem of this. But then you kind of notice that it consumes this person, but the person might be making money, in doing this, so you really you're not really thinking of this. Mm-mm. Okay. I want to give you, see, there's a difference. It's a difference. And I'm going to I'll get to that. Wow, okay, I'm just going to tell you some things to say. Okay, so after a while, you notice that it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of this and a lot of that and a lots of this and lots of that. In storage and stuff, lots of lots. And then you might have a lot of land, but lots of a lot on the lots. Then you go like, well, maybe, because it's in order. This person is orderly. You ever seen an orderly order? It's possible. Yeah, there's different kinds. You got some that just live in filth. No, then you got some that actually are orderly, but lots and lots of that. Okay. But then you notice that your child is getting in more fights. You got a teenage son when you married in this. And they call him Sanford and Son. You still not picking up on what's going on. No. All you know that he been getting in fights defending your husband, his stepfather. I don't want to get off the subject because I started to say something about myself being naive in my life. But that's another story because I don't want to start crying. Just say, This is all this person think about, talk about, and you are younger than your spouse, maybe 12 or 13 years younger, and just say you've been 10 years a widow and a Christian woman. So you ready for a husband. Well, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, this consumes this person. Actually, really nothing else matters. You have done everything in the world to try to attract attention, even join in, in this, whatever it was going on, to try to maybe say, well, let me join in because maybe I can learn something from whatever this is. You're making sense out of a madness, I guess you'd say. So you join in. You start maybe setting up your booth and doing little stuff and really enjoying it and start to really enjoy it. But then, if this person, if that's all they're doing and they're not taking care of you as their wife, then you got conflicts. So things start not going well and you wind up separating. Say you separate and say you move far away, maybe 2 times to try to wake this person up to reality. It doesn't work. In the meantime, you losing grips with your own life and you gotta leave. Because of other things. Not that. Not that. But during the period before the separation, every so many months, there was a man standing there with a tablet saying, you got to move this, you got to move that. So it became a ritual that you worked for days clearing things and doing things. I mean, working hard to do the city, in the city, when you have to comply with the city, when there's too much stuff on the property. So then you'll work for a week clearing it out. All right, you do that. Next thing you know, here come the trucks easing in. They go back. You will never clean up a hoarder. If you think you can clean up and it's going to stay like that, you is in for a rude awakening. So then you'll do it again. And you'll do it again. Maybe 4 times. Then you go, this is not going to get it. So finally, all kinds of stuff. It can start all kinds of ripples in a relationship. Especially if a person is already like damaged, And then there you go. Off you go, moving, and you move. And then you find yourself really missing your mate, your husband. Even though you worlds apart, he come. But before he get there, you being the opposite of him, you're neat. You're immaculate. You're tidy. Everything has a place. You color coordinated. You like that. He's the opposite. But you really didn't notice that because when you were with him, he was on the outside. Now he's in a whole nother country where it's nothing like where he came from. So he can't sell, or he can't ride and gather stuff. And there's the money that you would spend on the things, the storages and stuff he had there where he lived in that country. It's impossible for living above your to even do that where you live at now. So you're dealing with so many footage of space, and when you get there, everything is fantastic. You know, the place is decked down and neat. Everything is beautiful. That's when you notice there's something wrong with this person. Uh-uh. No, no, no. Before you know it, your friends, you ain't got but 2 or 3, maybe somebody from the church or something like that. They start noticing, like, where's your, what you call them? Where's this? Where's that? And you say, well, my other half decided that we'd get rid of that and get this. That's something you didn't pick off, he didn't pick off the street. And you allowing it. Before you know it, let me tell you this. You will be fighting for space. You will lose all your friends, the ones that you did have, like I said, 2 or 3. Because you never was the kind that had a bunch of friends. You know, nobody came but just 2. And then you lose them too. Because they'll squeeze it in your house, walking sideways and stuff crawling up the steps like you never saw before in your life. If you get one or something, this person with the illness, they have to have 12 of it. I'm not exaggerating. Say you got 1 cookie jar in your house when the person came. It's, oh, cookie jar. Next thing you know, you got 10. Or you got just a George Foreman, say, on your bar, on your breakfast bar. You look, you got 4 or 5 more. Oh, no, yeah. Triple. And then you just say, you notice, everything has been changed in your whole entire house. So you start looking around for stuff that looked familiar, that you had when you moved to this country. Even to the wall hangings. And you say, well, I got that. It has gotten to that. Where like your balcony, your patio where you could go and relax, read, listen to music, that's no more. Because it's jam-packed with stuff. Maybe where you had 1 wind chime on the whole balcony. And a plant, you got maybe 10 going across of the wind. I mean, everything is way much. You have no say-so what come in your house and what go out. A woman's house, that is something that a woman, that we treasure our home. A woman set the pace in their home. They decorate. We're the decorators. Imagine somebody coming and stripping that from you. Think about that for a minute. Think about what I just said. Think about you spent 2 years of decorating a place and it's up to perfection. Everybody say how nice you got it, how beautiful it is. And you worked 2 jobs to get it like that. In a new country, whole nother geographical area of the nation, you know, and you did it on your own with the help of your son, you know, and God, you know, giving you health and strength to work. Nothing is nothing, honey. As for me, I had one little fish, it was called a betta, on the fireplace. It's something about them, well, it's different kinds, like I say. Since I liked it, the betta, say, well, I'll get you some fish. I didn't really want any because I didn't want to take care of it. The next thing you know, it go from this tank to this tank to one long as your wall. And you are being screamed at about sucking up water through a hole, spitting it out, and that. And you that's not your, you know. Let me tell you this, honey. When I say fight for space, I mean just what I say. You will not have anything. You can't. It will be a fight because you won't have a space. It'll get down to maybe you might have one little table that maybe has something that means something to you. Maybe it's like a display, a plate, a saucer, and a bowl, a cup. But just say that cost maybe $200 just for that saucer because it's a display. And that's all you had in the corner. That one little display is like a virgin display because it hadn't been touched by nobody but you just. But that will worry that person to death because they haven't touched that. Do you know you will find yourself fighting for just that? Because if you turn your back for a day, you'll find maybe a little car or some little papers or something on that. And that's a display thing. Women, you know what I mean. You know how you have the towels that nobody touched, the thing that you, like that. So every time you turn around, there's something on that display thing, and you take it off. You do not let anything evade that. That's why I say fighting for space. Because everything has gone. And then you look around, and you might have you put your foot down, just say some chairs. Because the dining room, everything is gone. Nothing is like that. When stuff starts crawling up your stairs, yeah, up and down your stairs. When people start saving teeth, bones, cups, cans, bottles. Girl, let me tell you. And you can get promised to kingdom come when your house start piling up and your friends start talking about you and you can't do nothing about it because you are married to this person with this illness. So you get your children to help clean it up and just give it 1 week. Now, it may not go back to that in 1 week, but it'll slowly, like one thing, that you'll see them come easing up with one thing, or you'll see it somewhere. You got all kinds now. You got some that's sharp, new stuff and never open it. Then you got some that like old stuff and everything is valuable. Everything they got is valuable. Antique, valuable, I don't care. It's a disease, honey. Yeah, this is sad. And then you're facing with fighting for space. You have nothing that's yours anymore. And I have watch the movies on the shows on TV. And if anybody even believe that they're going through something like that, here's what I want you to do. Cut on that TV show that's Hoarding and look at what Joanna's trying to tell you. Because it can start problems. Yeah. And then especially if you got parents. Say you got parents and you don't go check on the parents because you don't want to go over there. Sometimes you can't go over there. Do you want to go in there and find your mama dead, buried, alive? Because they stack stuff up real high. And they don't throw nothing away. Recently, I had somebody to beg me for a can that I had. You know, that was so sad, you know. But you have to love, you have to always be open and try to find things. But like I try to tell my son, you know, he's, you know, got this soft spot. You go over there and you help your daddy or whatever. But then when he go back a couple of weeks later, he's heartbroken because it's right back. But he don't know I've been fighting that, but I don't do that. I don't even go there. And then your children get caught up in that because that hurts. And if anybody is listening to my video, go let somebody hear this. If you have to cut it on and just say, I want you to watch, listen to this lady I found. Let them listen to me. You know, if you are doing this, honey, you need to seek help. Because you are hurting those that love you. Even if you are by yourself, that is not going to last too long if people coming in and out of your house. They'll report that because that is unsafe. And then once you're unsafe, who's going to, there go your family having to clean it up. And that go on your record. They mark you as a hoarder. Then they'll be coming in and out of your house. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to share something with you. When I realized that I was dealing with the problem, because every day my car would come up and it was full of stuff. This was before a truck. We had a little car. Every day it was piled up, packed down, a little car with stuff from other people, houses. So when I saw this was happening, I mentioned it to the owner. I let them aware what was happening inside of the home. And I let them know if there start to be anything coming outside of my home, on the side, out, put a notice on my door. I had to have some help. Because if I hadn't stopped that, it grows. It grows. The next time that'll be taught. Then it'll grow. That'll be taught. I'm telling you, honey, it grows, it's alive. It's an illness, it's a sickness. We got to really keep them in check. And if you love somebody, you don't want them to get hurt. And the region where I live, we have earthquakes. And can you imagine somebody being buried alive? Yeah, our natural bone earth shake. And if you have things that's not sturdy in your house, honey, if some fall behind your door, if your door is not clear and you got everything, you have no order. And then I heard from a doctor that a lot of stuff is like noise to them. And then they try to barricade themselves in. Something might happen as a child. You don't know until they get help, and 9 times out of 10, they won't get no help. No, they won't get help. But I'm telling you, if I'm talking to you, and you're that person, seek help. If your children won't come see you because of something like that, that's sad. Seek help. Vice versa. Children, if they seek help. It's an illness. It go for everybody. Because 9 times out of 10, if something happened to whoever is in line or kin to that person, they're going to be left with to clean that up. Yeah. I'm telling you now, you think about when you go in there, like, look around and look at the work you're going to do. If something ever happens to this person, God forbid, you don't wish that on nobody, honey. But let me tell you this here. That is nothing to play. That is nothing to play with. No. No, 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 no. When you have to fight and somebody come and rip your life apart. What I say to the whole thing is, my advice is to stop it. If you see this video, like and share and subscribe to my video, okay? Share this video with somebody. It'll be to your benefit, honey. You know, I'm like this. When I come and like I tell you things, I love you. I love people. I love mankind. And my love don't have colors. Hate me if you want to, but I don't see color. Love is love, honey. Yes. Yes. I love who I love and what I love that love me, you know. And that's how it is. And you try to love people and train them up. But that's just one of the little things that I want to tell you, because I give you nitbits, you know, little tidbits of stuff. And the little informational tidbits of things. And I'm going to get out of this slump that I was in. Yes, I was in a slump. And I'll maybe tell you why later, okay? But anyway, thanks for coming in, dropping by today, and taking the time out to listen at me. And I pray and I hope that you don't know anybody like this. Because honey, I saw a woman in Beverly Hills, California. You wouldn't have never known from the outside of her home until a man saw her sleeping in her car in Beverly Hills. She couldn't even get in her house. Using the bathroom round the house in pots. I saw that too in my house. Urine in cups everywhere. Everywhere around. You know, you don't want to do that. You keep fighting for space and fighting to keep your place clean and, you know, where you can be comfortable and don't have to walk sideways to go anywhere. And I think that kind of did something. I was always a neat person, but that added a little extra on the neatness after the separation, because I never wanted to go back there again. And it every time looked like if something piled up, it just bring back that of years of torment. That's what I called it, torment. Well, you know, I love everybody, and I did miss you. And I you know what? I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to come and say something to you. And I know I had promised that I was going to tell you about the hoarding. So like and share and subscribe to my video. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Okay? Bye-bye. Welcome to my space in your place. Forgot to say that. That's my forum. Yes, my space in your place. Joanna Woodbury saying goodbye and thank you for having me. Bye-bye.